Yeah, I'd just like to have a clarification on that difference between Josh feeling crying because he feels he's unworthy versus...
Can I clarify?
Yeah.
Yep. Many people say to me, oh, but I just feel unworthy. I just cry about that a lot. I feel unworthy. I'm going, sorry, but you're not actually processing an emotion. You know what you're processing? False belief. And you're not even processing it. You're living in it. You're living in false belief. That's what you're doing. Now, if you live in a false belief, that's not processing anything. And processing emotion is required before you release something. If you live in a false belief, you are actually reinforcing it. This is why it never goes away for the people who do this. It will never go away. It can never go away because you're not facing up to the reason why you feel unworthy, which is how I've been treated by somebody. A person doesn't get to feel unworthy for no reason. You understand? So if I feel unworthy, it's because of how I've been treated. The way to resolve an issue of unworthiness is to actually work through how I've been treated.
So the answer is that if I feel unworthy, I shouldn't sit in that unworthy feeling. I should look at why I feel unworthy and
when you sit in the unworthy feeling, you're just having the treatment over and over again. You're just reinforcing how you were treated. You understand? That's all you're doing. You're just saying, you're just basically saying how that person treated me, I deserved, over and over again. That's what you're doing. You'd be far better off getting angry about how you've been treated than doing that. Do you follow?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Very important. You see, a lot of you are doing things like this, living in a false belief, right, from an emotional perspective. And remember, we're talking here about issues of love. So we're talking about how can I connect to God when I am living in a false belief that's in direct disharmony with God, what God's trying to teach me. So every time you sit there and cry about how unworthy you feel, you're living in a false belief which is in direct disharmony with God's belief about you. Somebody made you feel unworthy. What did they do to you to make you feel unworthy? That's the thing you need to process. They are the things you need to remember. They are the things you need to work your way through. All right, I've got to finish this session now. We're